You know what's good for your health? Enjoying the holiday season. We know the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. Well, singing might not be on our agenda today, but we thought we'd make a special holiday-themed episode of the podcast. We have so much to discuss. What are the best side dishes and pies on Thanksgiving? Some favorite Christmas memories and must-see movies. And we finally have an answer to if Die Hard is a Christmas movie. You won't want to miss that. Also, we learn about different family traditions this time of year, and Zach even participates in the airing of the grievances. All that and more coming up on a special holiday edition of Health is Real. Come on in, stay a while. Andrew Stinson alongside Zach Watson and Angela Taw. The name of the podcast here is Health is Real from Franklin County Public Health. Coming to you from Memorial Hall in downtown Columbus, Ohio. Zach, how's it going today?
Real good, Andrew. Do you hear that sound? Jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle. That's the sound of the holidays, and I am ready.
Excellent, glad to hear it. And Angela, how are you doing today?
I don't have as intense of a response, but I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking.
Are you telling me what not to do right on the podcast live?
No.
This
You
is
know what?
great.
You know what? You're in the spirit, the holiday spirit, and we
Yes.
love that because that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're calling it Holiday-O-Rama. That's the one you wanted me to play, right? Okay, Holiday-O-Rama. That's what we're calling today. We're going to talk about the holidays. Now, the holidays is a broad term. It's usually like everything from Thanksgiving time all the way through like New Year's.
I think it starts earlier.
Oh, really? When do
Yeah.
you think it starts?
With Rosh Hashanah, like early October.
Oh, really? Okay. Halloween's in there too then?
Halloween's in there too.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all holidays.
Interesting.
It's all fun stuff at the end of the year.
It is fun stuff, and I like that. Now, we have some holiday-related topics to discuss. Who here has a favorite holiday movie that they like to watch this time of year? Something maybe warm and cozy, maybe something funny. What kind of stuff do you like to watch?
Anything claymation. Any any old school claymation. I'm serious. Like the Frosty the Snowman, the Rudolph, the little drummer boy. Like, give me all the claymations because it's a lost art, and I'm convinced of that. Zach, what about you?
I'm more of a Christmas comedies person. You know, I'm a big fan of Christmas Vacation and Elf and those sorts of things. I've recently come across one that I really enjoy, a gem called Mixed Nuts with Steve Martin from the 90s. I saw that for the first time last year. It was pretty good. So
Awesome. I've never heard that one.
yeah, watch it sometimes. It's pretty good.
You want to give us a little synopsis?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just
Sounds
kidding. No, it's a movie where set in I want to say a California suburb on Christmas, and Steve Martin and this group work at a suicide prevention hotline, and they're just a quirky bunch of characters, and they're all trying to sort of keep this suicide hotline in float past the holidays and everything, especially at a time when things can be sort of dark for people in the year. So
Sure.
It's got moments of heartwarming. It's definitely aged a little bit, but it has heartwarming and nice moments and everything. So
I like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
yes.
Another classic
Yes.
holiday season one. Now, there's always the debate about like, ooh, is this really a holiday movie? Is this really a Christmas movie, or is it not? So I feel like, Zach, you have an opinion on this. I don't know what your opinion is, but I'm anxious to
I feel
to hear.
attacked.
I'm anxious to hear the old question, Die Hard. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not?
Well, it's interesting that you asked this because, for years and years and years, I thought to myself, like, this is a silly argument. Christmas traditions can sort of be like decided, with however you want to celebrate them. I thought to myself, like, I get why people have the debate. It's on the line. There are Christmas things. It's set like at a time of year. But I was like, honestly, this does not matter to me. Now, my fondness for Die Hard has grown. And as time has gone on, I sort of have started to watch it every year at Christmas. So
okay.
it begged me to ask the question, did the creators of Die Hard essentially view it as a Christmas movie. And I looked it up, and one of the writers, Stephen E. D'Souza, says that it's a Christmas movie.
Huh.
Really?
And I, for one, respect the written word. And I think that if Stephen intended it to be a Christmas movie, it's a Christmas movie. I think we should respect what the writer's intention for it was. And we as a society, have to just look at that and say, okay. So to me, it is a Christmas movie.
So what's the debate? Like, why do people not? What are people's arguments against it?
I mean, I don't want to speak for an entire audience.
No, you
but
should. Go ahead.
I feel like it's an action movie. Like that's the main thing.
What a terrible argument.
Christmas is like a part of it. Like it shows up, but it's not a Christmas movie in the sense that other more traditional Christmas movies are about Christmas. Like that's what the whole movie's about.
Elf is not about Christmas necessarily.
I would disagree wholeheartedly. The movie's about a Christmas elf.
Right, but it's not about Christmas. It's about Buddy the Elf reuniting with his family.
It's about Christmas, though. I mean, Christmas is a central... you can't have Elf without Christmas. You could have an action movie without Christmas. You can't have Elf without Christmas.
Reindeer games, that's one that I think you could really take to task if it's a Christmas movie. It's a Ben Affleck heist movie that takes place at Christmas with the title Reindeer Games.
Huh.
Nowadays, we've got... So Red 1 is coming out in theaters, and then we've got Violent Night that came out a couple years ago where Santa essentially slays a big group of bad guys and that sort of thing. And
Does he slay them with Christmas cheer?
Yes.
No weapons.
Yes.
Mostly.
Well, I would like to say that on a more fundamental level... It's whatever you like to watch at Christmas time.
That's true. It's
fine.
more about the tradition of it. Whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you could really go with any movie.
Like
you
It's
watch
a Wonderful
Big Daddy?
Life. It's a
Go
Wonderful
for it.
Life.
Like,
Is a good one. An old one.
Yeah.
That
that's
originally
not a claymation.
It is not. Jimmy Stewart is a real person.
Yeah. Supposedly.
But it would be funny if he was in claymation, though. But he was the voice of it. I think that would work pretty well.
That'd be pretty good.
They ought to consider doing that with AI or something.
I'm made of clay.
Or we could just have Zach do it. I mean,
we
he could
go.
do it all right now.
It's a wonderful life. I'm made of clay.
There you go.
Clarence. That sort of thing, right? That vibe? Okay.
Absolutely. That's the vibe.
Oh, Lord.
Other topics for Holiday-O-Rama. I have written down something. I don't know if this is a real big debate or not. Yams versus sweet potatoes. Does anyone have thoughts on this?
I have one thought, both gross.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Yeah, just have a regular potato.
But it's sweet. You can do. It's more versatile.
It's just like orange and mushy.
There's a...
For all the listeners out there, sweet potatoes are a very healthy and nutritious thing for you. My non-liking of them is not a reason for you to not eat them this holiday season, but I will not be partaking. Thank you for your time.
I'm just in disbelief. I don't think I've ever met someone who didn't like sweet potatoes before.
So you don't like yams or sweet potatoes?
No.
You're
Out.
out on both.
Out on both.
Which one do you prefer, Angela?
I am honestly generally confused by which is which. I use them interchangeably. They are the same in my mind. Even though they are technically different, I don't know what the difference is because they're so similar.
Let's go to southernliving.com. If anyone's going to know the difference between yams and sweet potatoes,
I
it's
should
Southern
say,
Living.
I just want to make sure that Angela's not alone here. I too also use them interchangeably. I
Thank
tried
you.
to pass it off like I knew that. I did not.
Yams aren't as sweet as sweet potatoes, and they are starchier and drier.
That sounds worse, honestly. Okay, you know what? Like, I don't like either of them, but that sounds way worse than actual sweet potatoes. I'm right. Is that where you come down, or do you want the drier?
Well, I mean, just from a branding perspective, sweet potatoes sounds better than yams.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So let's go with sweet potatoes just on that.
Yams are cool though too.
All right, yams and sweet potatoes. I guess we have mixed results there.
Yeah.
Now, when this episode is published, Thanksgiving's already passed, but we can still talk about Thanksgiving-related foods. There's a lot of side dishes at Thanksgiving time. So many different options to choose from. Cornbread, stuffing, all varieties of bread and green bean casserole. You name it. There's, it's a side dish at Thanksgiving. Who's got one that is their favorite? What do you like to have?
Honestly, sweet potatoes. Not to bring it back. I'm so sorry. I was just trying to think of something different. But I can't because it's definitely like a sweet potato casserole. I don't do the marshmallows on top. I don't.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
I know people enjoy that.
Yeah. If there's ever been anything of like sweet potato wise that I enjoy, I like when it's diced and sort of roasted in an oven with like garlic and olive oil on top of it, like cubed or whatever. And I'm with you. I don't like the marshmallow on top. I agree. That's way too much. I think that's probably where my aversion started a long time ago. It's just all too much. But yeah, man, like just trying to cook that like it's a baked potato, which it's not. It's a no go for me.
Mashed potatoes would be a good go for me.
Yeah.
Love me some buttery mashed potatoes.
Regardless of your favorite side, I think we can all agree that Thanksgiving is not like it is a holiday about the sides. Like the sides are what make Thanksgiving meal delicious.
I would agree with that. I mean, because turkey is the
it's
main
cool.
thing.
It's fine.
But turkey's not like, oh, I can't wait to eat turkey.
No.
It's like,
or even
it's
the
a
ham.
tradition. Yeah, it's a tradition. But I would agree.
I can't let you do that to ham like that. Ham's good. I would
is
eat
good, but I'm just saying Thanksgiving is more about the sides.
Oh no, I agree with that take completely. Thanksgiving specifically, yes. If I could eat ham at both, at really every holiday from November to December, I would do it. I love ham in the winter.
This is sponsored by Honey Baked Ham.
I'm in the pocket of big ham.
Desserts are good at Thanksgiving time, like pumpkin pie. I'm always a pumpkin pie.
Sweet
type of
potato
guy.
pie.
She's really on the sweet potato kick right now, I think.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Neither of those pies are good.
Pumpkin or sweet potato?
Pumpkin pie might be all-time overrated. But that's just me.
What?
That's just me.
Well, you can just leave if you want.
There's the door. See ya.
Okay. See you later.
Bye. So anyway, so pumpkin pie is your favorite, Andrew?
Absolutely, yeah. We have an old family recipe,
that's
a
where it's
crustless pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Actually,
Crustless?
yeah.
Oh,
he's returned.
And another thing.
So you don't like sweet potato pie. You don't like pumpkin pie. What do you like?
Don't get me started. There are a lot of good pies out there. We've got a French silk. We've got a peanut butter chocolate pie.
Wait.
Like,
What was the first one you just said?
French silk.
French silk. Is that a pie or a pillow?
no, literally. That's a great question. I don't think I've ever had a French silk pie.
The rage within my soul is deep.
That's how I felt when you did sweet potato pie, so.
Well, okay, so we've just let me here. I'm going to continue to go on the list of pies that outrank every pie that you just listed. So French silk, chocolate peanut butter. We've got blueberry, yum, apple, a classic. What's more American than apple pie?
Blueberry pie for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, you can have whatever
That
pie
just
you
feels
want.
like a
This
summer
is
pie to
America.
me.
Did you know this is America?
No, I was actually confused.
Anyway, raspberry, cherry pie, like all those.
You like the fruit pies?
Fruit and more dessert-esque pies. Pumpkin is just a little too subtle. And listen, I'm not saying pumpkin pie is bad. That is not the statement I'm making. Pumpkin pie is not bad. Pumpkin pie is overrated for what it is.
I disagree. How do you feel about pecan pie?
I'm in favor. I'm in favor of pecan/pecan pie.
It's not my first choice, but I've enjoyed it when I've had it.
Okay.
What
I was
about
just
you?
curious. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah. It's there are some that I like better than others because more often than not they're probably a little too sweet for my liking. But if I can find one that's not too sweet, give me the whole thing. I'm happy.
How do we feel about the Macy's parade? You guys watch the parade every year?
Yeah.
It's a tradition.
Yeah.
We always watch it.
I actually, it's not I'd catch it if it were sort of like on in my periphery. Last year was the first time I watched it, and I quite enjoyed it. To be honest, I mean a little bit too much lip syncing, but I'm sure
I
it's
was
been that way
bring
for
that
years.
up. We always love to watch the musical performances just to see how off the lip syncing is.
That's great. Yeah.
My dad would always not understand that that's how it was. And it would be very confusing. Like, wait, that doesn't match up. They're not singing that. And it's like, yeah, they have to record. They're not going to sing in 20-degree weather on the top of a moving float. Like, it's not going to.
Oh my God, that'd be so cold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whew. Do we have a favorite float ting thing? What do they call it?
Character?
Balloon character that you enjoy seeing.
Pikachu.
Oh, that is a good
Pokemon.
one.
Yeah.
I'm sad because I don't watch it enough to know. I know that like they usually do like Snoopy. Like Snoopy's been like a
Yeah.
big thing.
Classic.
But and a turkey of some sort.
Tom the turkey, yeah.
Tom the turkey. But like and I did see Pikachu last year, so I don't know what other ones they do frequently, to be honest with you.
SpongeBob usually makes an appearance.
Eh.
You're not a big SpongeBob guy?
Again, solidly
I
mid.
prefer Patrick. I'd rather
Yeah,
see
on
a
the
Patrick
show.
balloon.
Yeah, on the show.
No,
Patrick.
I'm just saying if I
Patrick's
was
my
watching
dude.
if I was watching the parade, I would rather see Patrick than SpongeBob. I don't
Interesting,
know. Or
yeah.
Gary the Snail. That'd be fun.
Gary the Snail would be great. We love Gary the Snail.
We just need to promote these like underrated
Zach,
characters.
give me your impression of Gary the Snail. There you go.
Nice.
Awesome. That's what I was looking
Oh,
for.
that's beautiful.
Thank you. Wow.
So after Thanksgiving is when my family would usually start listening to Christmas music. Like that's the line. Now it's Christmas season. Angela, do you listen to Christmas music after Thanksgiving, or do you listen to Christmas music like whenever, all year round?
Definitely not all year round, but I full disclosure did listen to a lot of Christmas music coming into the office to record this today. I had to get into the holiday spirit, and it is before Thanksgiving.
It is.
So I think this year I'm usually like you. That's the line for me. Is after Thanksgiving, I'll get into.
We have to give Thanksgiving its due. You know, you
Yeah.
don't want to skip over it. Well, what kind of holiday music do you go for? Like the new stuff, the old stuff? Oh,
old
okay.
stuff. Definitely not the new. I don't. I don't want the.
You don't want Mariah Carey.
No,
you
I
know,
mean, okay, Mariah's an exception. Mariah is an exception.
but not like Michael Bublé.
I don't want Michael Bublé. I want like a Dean Martin. I want like the old jazzy, like
Bing Crosby.
yeah.
I will say I do like Michael Bublé's holiday stuff, but I have recently bought a bunch of Christmas vinyls over the years of some of my favorite artists, and like Nat King Cole, even though
Yes.
it's not as jazzy and stuff. I'm trying to think, like Dean Martin's got the jazzy Christmas.
Oh, we just got an Ella Fitzgerald record.
Oh,
Her Christmas
yes.
one. That's real
Yes.
good.
My best playlist on Spotify is my Christmas playlist, and it has a good amount of Ella Fitzgerald. Sharon Jones, rest in peace, and the Dap Kings did a really good Christmas album.
I will say that in my house, always, like from Thanksgiving until pretty much the New Year, even past Christmas, the Peanuts soundtrack, the Peanuts Christmas soundtrack is like always on.
Love that.
That is my husband's
great.
absolute favorite, and it's ad nauseum is playing at my house.
So when do you guys put up a Christmas tree? If you in fact do have Christmas trees. See, like in our family, at least my wife's side of the family, like the day after Thanksgiving, they go shopping for their Christmas tree. That's like one of the traditions. that
real
they have.
one?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So to me that's a little early in the game, but like starting in December is probably like more of what we would do when we were growing up. But what about you guys? Do you have real trees, or do you go for the artificial?
Artificial.
There are pros to that.
Yeah.
For sure.
We had a real tree the first year that we were married, and it was very fun to go cut it down and like decorate it together and everything like that. But
The mess.
so messy. And we had carpet. Oh, it was terrible. Yeah. So we have an artificial tree, and that's what I grew up with, and that's what I'm totally fine with that. I'll spray some pine smelling things around, and it'll be pretty much the same, right?
I mean, it'll smell like pine.
Yeah.
So yeah. What about you, Zach?
For years growing up with my family and into my adult life, I've always done artificial trees, and so recently made the switch to real trees. To Angela's point, is a mess, but I just enjoy the real tree, and I don't. Admittedly, I want no business cutting them down or anything. I go to a place that has them already cut, and you just pick it, and they'll
Put it on the roof of your car.
Yep, that sort of thing, and it's nice.
I do love driving around that time, like during Christmas time, and seeing all the trees attached to their cars and stuff, and you're just driving and you're like, oh, you guys just got your Christmas tree. How cute. It's adorable.
Growing up, Santa Claus. Would you all write letters to Santa? Would you leave cookies for Santa?
Definitely leave cookies.
Okay.
It's only right. I mean, he's
only fair.
bringing you something. You should reciprocate and give him something as well. No, didn't. I mean, I probably wrote letters in school, but like that was not like a family tradition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely baking cookies and leaving them out for Santa. It was very exciting. And carrots for the reindeer.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget
Added
about them.
some carrots for the reindeer
Yeah.
too.
It was fun to like wake up Christmas morning and be like, oh, it's all gone.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
They came. What about you, Zach?
I'm sure I wrote letters at some point. I can't really remember. What I do know is that my family encouraged actively circling things from the JCPenney/Lazarus catalog.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And leaving that for Santa, which I thought it was genius. It's just like Santa can see a picture of it, so the elves can just build it. That's wild. Like, imagine all these doofuses writing like letters, like as if Santa is gonna know what a Stretch Armstrong is. Like, you know, I mean, he'll get it eventually, but
he
like
needs a
I've got the
picture.
guide. Yeah,
Yeah.
like so. My family was, you know, sort of top of the line in that sort of respect.
What about you? Did you write letters?
We definitely did the cookies.
Yeah.
I don't think I wrote letters to Santa. I might have done more of the catalog route, honestly, like because
Yeah.
we would get those kind of, you know, holiday season, JCPenney,
Ugh, those were the best.
Sears, or whatever, you know, all the different
Yeah.
the different ones, and we would circle the big video games or
Yeah.
whatever toys that we wanted, and that would be what we did.
Can I ask, did your families, in terms of cookies, did you do chocolate chip or did you do sugar or a mixture of all kinds? What did you all do?
We would do Christmas like sugar cookies with
cookies.
like, you know, Christmassy decorations in the shapes of candy canes or Christmas trees. We'd have little cookie cutters. And,
Snickerdoodles.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was
the good
what
stuff.
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the topic of catalogs, though, the one I remember the most was like the National Geographic one that would come to. Did you guys ever get those?
I don't think I ever got one.
Oh
No.
my gosh, those were the best. Those were the best.
Like telescopes and stuff in there.
Yes, exactly. And like little rock tumblers and like little Zen-ish gardens where you could like dig out dinosaur bones and stuff.
Wow.
Oh,
Cool.
so fun.
I have an article from the good people at a very reputable website, BuzzFeed, I believe it's pronounced.
Yes, BuzzFeed.
12 unique holiday traditions that are actually so wholesome. Let's hear what some people have to say and what our thoughts are on this. Number one, this person says, every Thanksgiving, my family watches My Cousin Vinny. It must be 10 years or so now. It started by accident the first couple years, but now it's a Thanksgiving tradition we can't do without. We laugh just as hard every year. I don't know if I've ever seen My Cousin Vinny, to be honest.
That's a movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Joe
okay.
Pesci.
I thought they meant like we would watch, like babysit their cousin Vinny.
They
and
would
I was
just
like, oh,
watch
that's
their cousin?
Nice.
Yeah, no, it is not about watching baby Vinny, baby Vincenzo. We gotta watch Vinny.
Yeah.
Next up, every year on Christmas morning, a bunch of my family meets at my grandmother's house, and we sit on couches and chairs with Hershey's Kisses and have a competition throwing them in the air to see who can get the first one to stand up on her ceiling fan. It gets loud and crazy because we're all throwing them at the same time. And the winner gets $5. My grandmother is 91, and we've been doing this as long as I can remember.
That just feels like it's going to get messy
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's going to be chocolate all over the place, right?
everywhere.
If you have dogs, you can't do that.
How do you clean the ceiling from all the chocolate that's probably on it?
I don't know.
I mean, this is very similar. It's similar but different to one of my family's traditions, which is simply pelt Hershey's Kisses at each other until someone bruises and the victor gets laughed out of the house.
What? That's
Yeah.
so violent.
The victor gets laughed out of the house?
No, the person who bruises first.
Oh, the loser gets laughed out of the Okay.
They're both the winner and the loser because I think it
who's the winner?
stops. The winner and the loser are the same because the pelting stops and everybody just laughs after that. So it's just like you've won, but at what cost?
It feels like you were the one who bruised first. Is that what I'm picking up in how you're talking about this?
Christmas is always a challenging time for me, and I think that we learn to truly be our strongest selves at Christmas.
All right, next up. My family would cut our tree down from a tree farm every year when I was a kid until I moved out of the house. And every year from the age of 15 until 24, I would find the tiniest, most scrawny-looking tree and cut it down to put in my room. And then they have a little picture here of like the Charlie Brown Christmas. They have the little tiny tree with the one ornament on there. Yeah. Did you ever cut down like a really small one to put in your room or into like a smaller room in your house?
We were a one-tree household, you know. I know some people have multiple and like in the front room so that people can see it when they're walking by. But then there's like the other one in the back room. Like
we always just did the one.
Stuff. Yeah, same.
Just the one main one.
So you were a one tree household?
Yes.
Were you near a one tree hill?
Wow. Yeah, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
Next one, not so much a tradition, but in my family, whipped cranberry side dish was always called cat brains. It's been that way as long as I can remember, and I legit thought that's what it was called. I was telling people at school once about our yummy turkey dinner and mentioned we had stuffing and potatoes and cat brains, and there was an awkward phone call home from the school that day. Is there anything that your family, like any food that your family calls something that's unique that maybe other people don't use?
No, but I like that. I'm stealing that.
Cat brains.
Yeah, I'm going to bring that into my family now.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I hadn't heard anything quite like that before. This is actually very similar to a family tradition that we used to have where while everybody usually ate ham, I would get fed cat food. And while it wasn't like, the cat brains or whatever, I can relate. I can relate to that.
When you say you were fed cat food, was it actual cat food, or was it like this person where they just called it cat food and really it was something else?
Oh, no. It was Whiskers. It was Whiskas.
It was
Whiskas. I believe that's a cat food brand.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't want to spring for Meow Mix.
Oh, like you weren't that good that year, so they demoted you to the lower brand. Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Next up, this person says, my mom made these ceramic candle holders that spell out Noel.
Aww.
Each letter about 5 by 5 inches. And they were always placed on the fireplace mantle, clearly visible. One year, I rearranged them to spell Leon, and I just waited.
It's actually really great.
And it took a few weeks before anyone even noticed.
I love that.
The first Leon,
I love that. I love every part of that. What a scamp.
And next up, the first few years, my partner and I struggled with anniversary gifts because the timing is awful. My birthday is in late November, our anniversary is in early December, then Christmas, and her birthday is in early January. So it was a lot of money to spend on gifts each year. We came up with 2 rules. Number 1, birthdays are experiences only, like a visit to a museum or something like that. And number 2 is we can only spend a dollar amount of the number of years we've been together on an anniversary gift. So that kind of limits things as well. Does anyone else have any conflicts, birthdays and anniversaries running up against the holiday season like that?
My mom is December 21st is her birthday.
Really?
So one year we made the grave mistake of using Christmas wrapping paper for her birthday present, and we never heard the end of it. Never.
She didn't like that.
No. Understandably. I mean, everyone else gets their birthday and holiday separated, so she wanted that too. But we were really going for efficiency that year, and it was not well received.
All right, next up, this person says, Bert is our tree topper. Yes, that Bert from Bert and Ernie.
Oh.
I went to a Jim Henson exhibit and bought a Bert puppet. I'd gotten a tiny Santa hat for my cat, but he hates it, so I put the Santa hat on Bert, and he fits perfectly on the tree.
That's incredible.
Is there anything special that you guys do on your Christmas tree? Any special ornaments or special toppers or anything like that that's kind of unique to your family?
Yes. My sister and I in the same grade, well, we're not in the same grade, but when we were in the same grade respectively, we made the same Christmas ornament for our family members, and it had our school picture on it. Now, this was probably 3rd grade. So my sister, God bless her, had a horrific bowl cut as a 3rd grader. And so that is my favorite Christmas ornament that goes on my Christmas tree, and she has mine, which I did not have a bowl cut.
Gotcha. What about you, Zach?
So that we don't do anything in terms of like a Bert style topper or anything, or even an angel. Like what Angela was saying is actually quite similar to my family's Christmas tradition. We have a photo on top, similar and everything, and it was a photo of my family when they were at an amusement park. A very fun time. They're all together in the amusement park. I wasn't there that day, but I was sick. But that is the tree topper at my family's house.
Did they at least like Photoshop you in after the fact?
No, I just was not there. But you know, it is an enjoyed part of the tradition. It is a really good photo
Of your family minus you?
Yes.
Okay. Next up, we have, on my mom's side of the family, we've always done this thing where the children will leave their shoes under the Christmas tree, and every night they would wake up to something like a snack or a small toy or something, and it would go like this starting from the week before Christmas to Christmas Eve. Interesting tradition there. Did you guys have anything like, when did you open presents or things like that for Christmas?
Oh,
Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
We were Christmas morning, like Christmas Day morning, but we also did do the shoe thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's for like St. Nicholas, and we always got a new ornament that year. That was
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's cool.
Zach, what about you?
Yeah, so we didn't do the shoe thing. That's the first I've ever heard of that, and I think that's really cool, and that's very interesting. So I can't quite identify with that, but we did in terms of, Andrew, you asked when we opened presents. So the majority of my family would open Christmas presents like in the morning and everything, and I would just simply watch. And then I would be allowed to open my Christmas presents about 2 days after on the 27th, which is a good day. You know, the 27th is always a pretty good day. I got an assortment of, of tax forms, fun.
Number 2 pencils.
Yeah, number 2 pencils.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you could fill out your tax forms.
Yeah, envelopes by extension.
Naturally.
The best of the best from a Staples.
Excellent. Some good gifts for sure for any growing boy, right?
Yeah.
Next,
Aspiring accountant.
do you have plans to become an accountant because of all those tax forms you had growing up?
Yeah, I've been going to school for a couple years to be an accountant.
Okay.
It's not worked out so far. The time just really adds up,
We'll wish you the best of luck in your accounting endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
Next holiday tradition says, I let my kids cuss from 11:40 to midnight on New Year's Eve. They're only allowed to say bad words for 20 minutes a year. That's definitely a choice you can make. I've seen some like TikToks where like parents let their kids cuss for like they go into the room and they can cuss by themselves.
It's just like a video of the kid being like, they're like so excited, and then they just start saying all the bad words, and then they're like, okay, I'm done.
They have to get it out of their system, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, one last one here. It says there's a Christmas light show at a local raceway that usually has its own radio station to play synchronized music. The first time we took my niece, we couldn't get the radio station to work for some reason, so we put on the only CD in the car at the time, which was, of course, the 1996 Space Jam soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
It was an immediate hit, and we've tried to do it every year since. I listen to it on my own every holiday season.
Everybody get up.
Copyright infringement? I don't know. We'll
Probably.
see.
I think you're fine on that.
I don't know. It sounded pretty much like the song. So.
Space Jam, Space Jam's a classic now. It was...
A Christmas classic?
For this person, it's a Christmas classic because it evokes memories of Christmas, but I don't think the movie actually has any Christmas elements in it. Maybe I'm mistaken, but Zach, correct me if I'm wrong. There's nothing Christmas about Space Jam, is there?
There's definitely... the Christmas is not, to my knowledge, brought up at all, but it does have elements of Christmas values in it, such as... the spirit of helping others in need, showing appreciation for what skills and talents we have, being Patrick Ewing. These are all values that anyone could aspire to at Christmas.
Becoming better at basketball to beat an alien invasion?
Yes.
Okay.
It's one of the best documentaries out there.
Also, the holiday season, it's not all about the holidays that you may think of. There's also holidays like Festivus, which I know, Zach, you celebrate every year without fail, correct?
Yes, I celebrate Festivus. It's a joyous event in the household.
For those of people listening in our audience who don't really understand what Festivus is and what the traditions are surrounding that, can you just describe that a little bit?
Yeah, well, first you got to go get the Festivus pole out of the crawl space.
A pole?
Yeah, it's a metal pole that you go and get out of your crawl space, and you prop it up and everything.
Like a flagpole.
Yes, correct.
It's got to be smaller than a flagpole, though, to fit in your crawl space.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like not from it looks like a flagpole, but on a miniature scale.
Okay.
Like not tall, but similar dimensions. Elsewhere, like width.
4 feet, 5 feet.
I mean, it's really just how festive you want to be during Festivus. You can have any length that you really want. I mean, mine personally is about a good, 6 feet tall. I don't want it to be like too overbearing or I'm not trying to show off at Festivus. It's fine.
Now, do you decorate the pole? Like, what do you do with it?
Some, you don't really. If you want to there are some people, these new age hippie dippies, they tie the garland around the thing. Like it's the Festivus pole at my house. Okay. But yeah, you put the pole up, you go through the normal traditions such as the airing of grievances, the feats of strength.
Okay. Airing of grievances. Is that just what it sounds like, where you just talk about everything that you're upset with?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a time where you can gather all of the people that matter most to you in your life and tell them all the ways that they have wronged you in the past year.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, so it's personal. It's not just general, like there's some things in the world I don't like. It's let me get the person who's wronged me in the room and tell them. Okay.
So it's just like a confrontational moment.
With love, of course, with love in it. There's meaningful relationships built into those grievances, of course.
Is it typically family members then? If they're in your house, is it family members or is it like
Friends.
Anyone that you can pull in to air the grievances?
The neighbor that threw their dog crap in your yard. Like where's the line?
It's been mostly friends. I've got no issues with my family. We've been good. I think my upbringing was completely fine and shouldn't be questioned. But I think it's been friends recently. But it's kind of an interesting thing. I was going to invite you all to Festivus this year, as I do have some grievances to air.
Well, you know what? We have a platform right now. Would you like to air some of your grievances?
Air 'em.
I think I would.
Okay, go for it.
Angela.
I'm not ready.
I have a lot of things to say to you, and I think that they've
Go
been
ahead.
festering and boiling under the surface. One, I'm concerned that you're worried far too much about how much vitamin D and dairy I consume. You keep saying something about it's good for my body, and
What is that you always say, Angela?
Strengthen your bones.
That's it.
just all the time. She's by the refrigerator and she's just like shoving. We're at work, by the way, everybody. She just shoves vitamin D into my face and she's like, "Have you had your milk today?" And I was like, "What about water? I need to be hydrated. I can't hydrate with milk." And she just keeps going on and on about osteoporosis. So that's on you, Andrew. Too tall.
I'm too tall?
Yep. Back to Angela.
Oh my God, that's it. That was so fast. We're suddenly back to me again. Okay.
Yes. You don't compliment my outfits enough. And I think that I always make sure that I compliment your outfits, which are great, by the way. They are fantastic. But I would love a little bit of reciprocation on the outfit front. Andrew, too cordial. Angela.
This is, oh my God.
Too cordial.
This is I didn't really
so cordial, it's off-putting. I'd like to go back to Angela now, please.
Okay, go for it.
This just feels rapid fire. I don't even get a chance to respond.
Your sunglasses make you look like you're from the future, but that is not true. I know you're not from the future. They're way too they're like glasses from the early 2000s when people thought we were going to be living in the Jetsons, but Angela's taken those and put them in our modern 2024 year. What's with that?
I got them from Target.
Also, that's rhetorical.
Okay, so the grievances, I think we have a pretty good idea of what that is. Feats of strength. Okay, to me that sounds like you're just like lifting things to see how much you can lift. Is that right?
It's actually more tussling It's like
Tussling.
you tussle with one another to show who is the stronger individual.
Oh, so you're just wrestling.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
What's
Now,
the
who are you wrestling? Are you wrestling the people who you've just talked about?
Insulted, yeah.
Insulted.
Yes, correct.
Oh, well, you know what? That kind of makes sense because at that point, there's probably some consternation in the room because of all of the insults. So you're probably ready to have your feats of strength, right?
You're tussling.
Yeah,
You're tussling.
yeah. And Andrew, and I gotta say, Angela looks like she wants to drop kick me. I'm a little concerned. So for my safety, look, I just laid out the wounds are raw right now. I laid out some very real concerns, some very fair concerns, might I add. But I think we're gonna heal past this.
There was a lot that we went over in Holiday-O-Rama. Did we miss anything? Is there any final thoughts from the group here?
This has been the best podcast we've ever recorded.
It's got to be up there. So I guess closing thoughts. Just we wish you a very happy holiday season from us here from the Health is Real podcast at Franklin County Public Health.
Can we all say happy holidays together?
Absolutely, we can. 1, 2, 3.
Happy holidays!
Jingle jangle!
Thank you for listening to the Health is Real podcast from Franklin County Public Health. We want to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts at fcph@franklincountyohio.gov, and be sure to follow us on your favorite social media platforms. And did you know that we offer vaccine clinics and education throughout Franklin County for both children and adults? Talk to a public health nurse to ask questions or schedule your vaccine appointment by calling us at 614-525-3719 or email shots@franklincountyohio.gov.